Hello everyone. The IT majors, including Wipro, Infosys, and TCS, just announced their quarterly and year-end earnings this past week, and the media is all buzz about it. And there are a lot of details that these companies have shared. So I thought I'll take a few minutes helping us digest what it means, and more importantly, look at those numbers and the projections for the year to come. Because at the end of the day, these numbers don't mean much unless you are an investor or you're vested in this IT industry as an employee of one of these companies or looking to get into this industry. So let's look at what it really means. And beyond the headlines, there are 4 or 5 key points each of these companies are making. One is there's a decline in net profit. That seems to be pretty clear. Most of these IT majors reported a 10 to 12% decline in the consolidated net profit for at least the last quarter, and impacting their net profit for the rest of the year. And what that also means that they are projecting a lower growth for the next year. Muted revenue growth expected amid macro and US policy headwinds. That's the statement that they are all making. Pretty obvious, right? With all the talk about the tariffs and the global trade wars. Now, the other interesting point is in most cases, the headcount seems to be unchanged. There was a lot of attrition, about 10 to 12% as expected, and addition of headcount. So in total, the numbers haven't really changed. Now, the other interesting point is about the wage growth or high. They are going to be low. TCS, for example, just froze it. Wipro said it's in line and kind of being wishy-washy. Same with Infosys. Now, the last but not least is the dividends. Dividends are in line with expectations. Infosys, for example, announced a 22 rupee dividend, which for large shareholders is a pretty sizable number. So, is this an inflection point for Indian IT? Or is it just a dip that we just work through year on year? Now, if you look at thinkers or strategists or analysts, they are talking about this as an inflection point because of a few reasons. One is, of course, the trade wars, and that is definitely going to impact business, the global business. And when global businesses suffer, it impacts discretionary spending. It impacts the projects and investment in IT, which impacts IT services. That's the kind of a chain that's going to play out all through the year. Watch for that space. Automation is starting to kick in. You have automation in the form of AI, automation tools. A lot of these companies are going through waves of hyper automation, which means eventually it will impact the productivity and eventually impact the headcount. Fewer number of people will be needed to make changes to IT, manage IT system or support IT systems. Now, if you look at thinkers like Sridhar Vembu, they're projecting a big inflection point from now on. And the fact remains, the next 30 years in the IT services sector is not going to be the same as the past 30 years. That's a given. So that's a no-brainer. Now, what does this all mean in the short term? In the short term, it's not all doom and gloom. Because if you look at the investors are happy. There's a meme that was making rounds. Narayana Murthy's 17-month-old grandson has earned over 10 crores in Infosys dividends. That's a sizable number if you are a big time investor. And as an investor, you are going to look at the numbers, but right now the numbers seem to be in line with the expectation. The hiring is projected to be in tens of thousands for each of these companies. Infosys is projected to hire about 20K employees in the next fiscal year. TCS says they will hire 42K trainees And Wipro closed the year with 10,000 freshers, although it is cautious about the FY26 earnings and hiring. Now, the bottom line, if you are in the industry, ride it out because that's the name of the game. Change is always around the corner. Dig in, upgrade your skills. That's a given. And this is a mantra we repeat every time, not just now, during the pandemic, before the pandemic, during the downturn, during economic recessions, anytime. You have to be staying updated on your skills. Always stay upgraded. And if you are a fresher, try to get into an IT major through campus interviews. That's your sure shot. Get your foot in the door. Once you have your foot in the door, you have to ride the wave of changes, continue to learn, upskill yourself, and upgrade your skills. Now, the bottom line, as the old Chinese saying goes, may you live in interesting times. The trade wars are going to play out. The tariffs are going to impact global businesses. Businesses in the US are going to be impacted. They are going to look at discretionary spending. Now, AI, machine learning is leading to productivity gains. That's a given. We are seeing it in our industry. We are seeing it across the board. Those productivity will gains will lead to changes in the hiring patterns. So, see where you see yourself going in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, and continue to upskill yourself as the